Hello everybody, welcome into Watch Me Wednesday, episode number 140. Sorry for the shadow here. I don't have my lighting right today, so I'm in a little bit of shadow, but I'm gonna dive right in and we are gonna get started because I have a lot to show you today and I need to keep it under 15 minutes. So I'm gonna show you the last in my series for the log cabin. And I'm going to show you how to paper piece this one today so you have the ultimate accuracy with this. So a couple things I want to show you before I start is I did do a couple things and it's up in the description. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, it's below. There's a link for a little sheet that I put here which shows you cutting instructions for if you want to pre-cut your strips out for each round in the log cabin, and also the foundation sheet for that, which you will print off on, I like to use Carol Doak's foundation, and all of this is available on my website. I have the links, like I said, I have them above me or below me if you're on YouTube, so you can find those there. And the other supplies that you'll need, obviously you'll need a rotary cutter. I use a glue pen, a repositionable glue stick, template plastic, and an add-a-quarter ruler and thread. These are all in the link above me or below me if you're on YouTube so that you can get those too. So you can purchase those if you don't have them. Okay, so let's get started because this is going to be a neat technique if you've never seen it before, and there's a lot to show you. I had a little technical difficulties with my equipment here, so I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get you to see everything. So bear with me, and here we go. Here we go down. Okay, let's see if we can get you stationary there. Oops. Nope. It's just not going to stay there for me. Okay, so we're going to go onto the tripod. I am sorry that this is happening, but we are going to do this and we're going to get it right for you because I want you to see everything that I am doing. Okay, so here we go. All right, so the first thing you're going to do when you have your foundation sheet, you'll see that it is numbered on, anything on paper piecing is always numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're always going to go in sequential order, okay? The first thing you want to do, you can do a couple things. So I did here, you can lay out your rounds like I did. So you can see I have the center block here, and then I have each round laid out for the strips. You can do that, or you can do this, where you just have your strips laid out and you just use the strips and cut them off as you need them. But I'm going to show you with the strips pre-cut. So I'm going to take my center block, and the neat thing is you can kind of fussy cut if you want. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to use this repositionable glue, which I love. And you're just going to put a little bit right on that center block, and you're going to cover that. And by the way, the PDF that I gave you on my site, so let me just grab that again. The PDF that I gave you has all the measurements that you need, and there's all plenty for you to cover the spaces that you need. Once that's on there, now I also like to assembly line sew. So I don't just do one block at a time, I do multiple. And I have online classes that you can see the entire process. This I'm just showing you a quick demo today. So we're gonna go from A1 to A2. You're gonna take your template plastic and you're gonna fold on that line that is between A1 and A2. You're gonna fold back and make a nice crease. Oops, I didn't put that on very well, did I? Actually, I got the wrong piece. You want to make sure it's overhanging so you have enough to cut off. Okay, then, and I apparently didn't cut that square very well either. You know what I should do? Sorry, I'm going to take this one because I know I cut this one really well. I cut that one big enough. I cut that one the size that I told you to cut it. So that was teacher error. So now you can see that I have extra there when I fold over. Then I put my add a quarter ruler. If you've never used an add a quarter ruler, it has a little lip here and it will hang on to that template plastic. Take your rotary cutter, trim down to create that 1/4 inch seam allowance. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your next round, which would be A2. You're going to line it up. Your seams, you're going to line them up together, and it's going to cover that A2 section. You can take your fabric glue pen, which I love, and you are going to just put a little bit of glue in there. You don't need pins. The glue works as the pins, and it keeps it nice and stable so you can take it over to your sewing machine. Okay, so now I'm going to take it to the sewing machine, and we're going to talk about how you set that up, and then you're going to get to see how I sew it. Okay, so, oops, it's a little top heavy here. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so your sewing machine, right now I have an A foot on my machine. I don't have 1/4 inch foot because I don't really need it at this point. I have a Microtex 7010 needle in. I have 50 weight thread. I've also lowered my stitch length down to 1.5 because we want a small stitch length so that it will perforate your papers. It'll be easier to peel off when you're done. Now, once you're ready, you're going to bring this to the sewing machine. You're going to open it up to your right-hand side, and you're going to start sewing just a few stitches off of that solid line and then continue off to the other side. Really super simple. I like using my A foot. I'm using my Viking Husqvarna Epic 2, Designer Epic 2. And the A foot just gives me a little bit wider bit here so I could see my line. Okay, so now once that's sewn, you're going to turn it over and you're going to take it to the sewing machine and you are going to press that open. Okay, now once that's done, you are going to have, whoops, you will have, now this one I did the rounds a little differently. I did the yellow here, so as my first round. And so you're going to put your first round on, then you're going to do your second round, or your second strip, I should say. When you get there, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to continue the process. Now, if you can see here, you can see that I've sewn off the straight line. So I sewed a few stitches off that. When you go ahead and you fold that down, when you lay your template plastic and you fold that down and back, your paper and your fabric comes back too. Can you see that? But that's okay. So all you're going to do is you're going to pull that fabric away. It's going to rip your paper a little bit. That's okay. Don't worry about that. That should be doing that. Then you're going to go ahead and trim again. Trim. And then you will put your next piece on, okay? So your next piece would go on the same fashion because you want it to cover that next, it would be the third one you want it to cover. And then you're going to put a little bit of glue inside that seam allowance, okay? Right inside that seam allowance. Press it down. And then you'll take it to the sewing machine and sew that again. You'll take it and you'll open it up and you'll sew down that line just a little bit before and after, and you'll press it open. You'll continue in that fashion. And there's your first round. That's what that will look like once you get that first round on, okay? And then you'll continue. You'll go to A number 6, which would be up here. So you're going in numeric order, 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6, etc. until you get to 13. That's how many spaces are on this. Once you have those done, you're going to add the next round. So when I say round, I'm saying the entire square. So this is the first round. This is the second round. Okay. Then once you're done with that, then the last round here, which is the third round, you'll be putting on, and we want to add our last piece. And then I want to show you how to trim that up. So we are going to go ahead and fold this back. And we're going to add our piece number 13, which will be my yellow here. Should be my yellow. Oh, I'm sorry, it's my pink. It's my pink one. I want to use, actually this one I cut for the other one. I'm going to use this here. I'm going to show you how to just use the strip if you want. So I wanted to cover the whole thing. So I'm going to, so if you're organized, you can do it this way. If you want to just do it off of your strips, that's fine too. So I'm just going to lop that off there. We don't need to be accurate there because I just wanted to cover from side to side. I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get it inside that seam allowance so that this stays put when I sew it. Okay. So now let me take you back here so you can see how this is going to get sewn on here. Same technique. And you're going to sew at that 1.5. Oops, there we go. Sorry. There we go. I'm going to sew at that 1.5. All the way out. Cut that, and then what you're going to do is we are going to press that. And now, of course, I don't have my iron here, but this gets pressed out, and I'm just going to go ahead and finger press that. Okay. Then you have to trim up the entire block. Now, on the foundation paper that I gave you, the outer line is dotted. So you are going to take your ruler, any straight edge that you have, and you are going to trim right on that outside line to make your square, because that is your seam allowance, that where that outside line is. And if you have a turning mat like this, you can do the same thing. Just turn it around, but you're going to trim it up so that your block is nice and square. I don't think I cut all the way through there. Okay, so that's how you get a beautiful block. Let's see, there's the camera. Hard for me to see at this angle. I'm sorry, guys. But you can, put it really kind of any way you want it when you lay it out on your design wall. So let me point you guys back up so you can see me. Hi, guys. I'm sorry I had technical difficulties today. Literally right before I went on camera, the stuff broke on me. So I apologize. So I also wanted to let you know, I put links for the other tutorials that I did on the log cabin. This finishes my log cabin series, but I also wanted to let you know, I will not be back for Watch Me Wednesday until January. I'm going to take the holidays off. I think January 13th will be the next time I am back. So I wish you a very happy holidays. And if you're interested in learning more about paper piecing, I have a link for you also for my paper piecing classes where you get tons more information. So I wish you all a very happy holiday. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the new year. Bye, everybody. Happy quilting.